Welcome to Lesson 1 on simplifying polynomials. Before we simplify polynomials, we need to know what like and unlike terms are, and we'll look at that in terms of algebra tiles and expressions. So what are like tiles? These are algebra tiles that have the same shape and the same size. For example, here we have an x squared tile and a negative x squared tile. Because they're both the same shape and size, we'll say that these are like terms. And the fact that one's positive and one's negative doesn't matter. Here we have a couple of negative x tiles and a positive x tile. These are also like terms since they are all the same shape and size. And here I have a bunch of ones, some positive and some negatives, but these are also like terms. Now this last set of tiles here, what we'll call unlike terms, since we have a rectangle and a square. One's a negative x tile, one's a negative x squared tile. So they're both negatives, but again that doesn't matter. Since they're not the same shape, they are considered to be unlike. Now like terms, these are terms that have the same variable and the same exponent. So some examples of like terms would include negative 6x and 8x. They both have the same variable, they're both x's, and they both have the same exponent of 1. Another example would be something like 4a squared and 21a squared. So they're both a's and they both have an exponent of 2. Let's look at some unlike terms now. So if you had 5x and 5y, they are unlike terms, even though they have the same coefficient, but they have different variables, so they are unlike terms. I had 2n cubed and 3n squared. They are unlike because the exponents are different. In this first example, we got to circle all the terms below that are like 5w squared. So again, we're looking for the same variable, same exponent. So 8w got the same variable, but not the same exponent. 9w squared works. It has a w and it has a 2. Next we have a w, so it's not the same exponent. Negative 5w squared is a w and a 2, so that's like. 5w, that's not like. 5v squared, I got the same exponent, but it's not the same variable. And then the last one is w squared, got the same variable and exponent. So 3 terms are like 5w squared. The last example, we have to match the terms on the left with the like term on the right. So I start off with 4xy. So I'm looking for a term that has an x and a y. It's 2 variables, and each one has an exponent of 1. So looking over on the right, I have a negative 2x. This one's missing the y. X squared y has the x and the y, but has the wrong exponent, has an x squared. Then I have a y squared, so it's missing an x, and it's also wrong exponent. The last one would be correct, 5xy. So 4xy and 5xy are like terms. Negative y squared, match that with the 7y squared over on the right. 3x, that can go with the negative 2x. And the negative 6x squared y, that can go with the x squared y.